Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. It is a beautiful morning on the dairy farm. It is a wet morning. We just got a shot of rain a couple hours ago, but sun is shining now. Things are warming up and things are greening up. Summertime is here. Filming this the beginning of June. Dad, he started milking cows, so we're gonna get up there and help him take care of morning chores. Hope you all enjoy the video. Okay, we're about halfway through milking now. Dad, he is dipping and wiping, getting the cows prepped. How's the herd doing, Dad?
So the grass time is always an exciting time. The workload goes way down because we're not even feeding half what we normally do. And milk production goes way up. And it's just a given. Almost the highest I've been, there was a couple years, it was a little bit higher for production per cow because of the grass. And the price is the lowest. It's just, but then the calf prices and the cattle prices are high, so it's all balancing out that way, but it's just kind of like more milk, no more money.
Yep.
It's something we can't control. But
We're pretty good at that as U.S. farmers.
I think it's an addiction to just keep producing. We don't care what, you know, the price is not good, but we're just going to do it anyway.
Yeah. But back to your herd, it was pretty noticeable for me walking in the barn. It's been over 2 weeks since I've been in the barn, and the cows are really clean. You can tell that they're out on grass overnight, and they just shine. They're all
yeah. The
up.
long hair falls out, so that's one thing. And we've had some rainstorms now, so we're not getting our hay made, but pastures are growing good. And I know there was another confinement outfit, and the guy's wife was here, and they were visiting around, and she said, "Wow, your cows are so clean." Couldn't really understand why she thought that was so odd, because usually in confinement they get a little dusty and stuff, which is how it is. You know, they don't get so much of the weather. But anyway, thunderstorm last night, you know. But you're right, they really, and it's fun milking, you know, when we dip them. Sometimes in the winter you gotta dip them more than once so that it kind of soaks, you get everything off nice. Sometimes you gotta use more than one towel. Now it's, you know, a couple good wipes. You're just kind of wiping off the soaps a little bit.
Yeah, and when it comes to cows that stand out, you were talking about your brown Swiss here and her tail.
This is, I think she's second lactation, but usually, you know, in the winter, this just gets plastered. But I know my wife too, she was just like, because usually I'll trim them up, you know, because then they lay in the gut. If they lay down, they get messed up. But it's something, it's kind of like a lady's long hair where it nearly touches the ground, but when it's kept good, it's okay.
Show ready right here.
But she can get you. She can almost reach, you know. I think she can almost slap the flies off her neck with this tail. But you notice, like the brown Swiss, the tailbone is thicker. I think there's just more muscle in there. It's just the nature of the breed. They will have a little more of a bush down here. So I guess we should get our shampoo out and, you know, we're gonna put her in the fair or something.
Yeah, take her to the fair. Yeah. Dairy Expo maybe.
And even here, I just love these. That's the Jersey Cross, Jersey. There might be some Shorthorn in her too, because I'd really have to dig through the records. But I just love this. You know, they're petite, and I think they milk just as good as some of those larger Holsteins. And she's definitely gonna last longer. Breed back better, fits in the stall nice. They're real smart, almost too smart sometimes for things. But no, we can't complain about the cows.
So we're gonna keep milking here. We'll update you as we keep going here. Dad's got a new calf we gotta show you, but the herd's looking good. Everything's looking good in the dairy barn. Number 44, that was one of the twins, wasn't it?
Well, what's the shorter, heavier twin?
Yeah, she's really maturing.
And she had twins this last time, but she wasn't. She repeated on me, I think, like 4 times. So the last time we stuck her with the bull. So she's getting a little older, but that's how it is with twins. It just takes longer for her to get pregnant again.
Oh, she's really mature looking, and I'm not referring to the twins that were just in the heifer barn. She's the older, part of the older set of twins. If you followed the channel, I think 2 years ago we sold her sister because she had hoof problems. It's cool to see her all mature, looking like an old cow.
I got these kittens up here. They're above the utility room, I guess you could say. You see, my dog can't get at it. And I got a little bit of something here for him. I think there was 5 of them, but they're all hiding underneath this pallet in here. So if a tomcat would try to get them, I think they would be able to get away. So I like that. This is an old mama cat. You can see she's probably caught a couple of pigeons here for them. Cool how they do that. They bring it to their babies. Teach them how to hunt. Right? You can't get up there. Too far. These are the only 2 calves I gotta feed. Besides, I had one born yesterday. And these guys are almost ready to wean. And I gotta show you guys something. So, this device has come from Switzerland. And there's more to this. There's another piece to this. But this is to help get those brown Swiss to drink. So, it's all apart now. So, put that nipple in there. And you got this part. It's got this little button in there. So, we're gonna stick that in the milk pail. It seems about every other Swiss gets to be really interesting. But it's not the end of the world. They're doing healthy, but here. Otherwise, she would just leave her milk, and I'm sure she would drink. I had her drinking for a little while there, but then she was kind of sticking her nose up at it. And so we have this device, and seems like we got to use this every now and then. But it's only on them Swiss. It's just the nature of that breed. They want to suck. I'm sure when it gets a bit older, it's got to drink water. It's going to drink. Dogs are playing. They're going to be pooped out tonight. So it takes her a lot longer to get it done. And this is done already. You want them to drink. You want a calf to drink as soon as you can get them to drink. To me, it's more sanitary. You're able to scrub a pail out easier in a bottle. It's faster. And it's less likely they suck on each other if they're drinking instead of sucking all the time. Gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna come back in a little while and get her. Then you'll find that little nipple laying on the floor, and you have to pick it up, clean everything up.
All right, we finished up with milk, and we'll let the cows clean up their plate. These 2 guys got fed. Dad showed you that cool device for calves that don't want to switch over from bottle to pail. Now we're gonna come over here to our maternity pen. Dad's got to milk a new cow, and we got a new calf. Bull calf. I thought it was heifer calf, but now today I guess it was running away last time. That is a smaller calf, so I would think that too, just glancing at it.
Jersey cross. I had trouble getting her bred. She was dry a real long time, this red cow. Most farms would have probably just sold her because she was in quite a while. But it's still good. But we won't have any calves to feed pretty soon. But it'll go, and what'll happen all of a sudden, we'll just get a whole pile of heifer calves in a row.
Yeah, hopefully they hold off till after hay, first crop hay.
The next cows that are due at the end of June, so maybe we'll be done by then, hopefully. That's okay, however they come.
Once the rain stops here, within a week here, we'll be taking first crop off.
It'll go fast. It'll go fast. We just need Mother Nature. Anybody knows Mother Nature, just let me know. Just put a good word in me. It's been pretty good. We've had a few rains that haven't been hard. Ever since we planted, there was no washing yet. I think the oats and the new seeding is already well underway. That's not going to be an issue anymore. I mean, some of the cornfields, once they get canopied, then you're pretty safe. But it's always that, you know, that first week or two after planting, you just don't want to see those heavy rains wash things up.
Yeah, you don't have any new waterways here, do you?
Well, some stuff from last summer. Someday you probably look at that project John did later last year. It's washed a little bit, and the grass didn't really take hold as good as it should have. But the rise there's some alfalfa there, and it'll come. Again, so I got that breaker rock in there. Maybe sometime you'll show that again, but I'll have to go there and with the skid steer. I'm thinking later in the summer, maybe adjust things a little bit. I just want everything around it to grow in real thick first before you start tearing again. Could get away on you. I think the key is to fix it before it gets real bad. Before the hole gets so big, you got to use a bulldozer.
And we don't want that.
But you just, you know, a little at a time. We've done it long enough. You know how it goes. Yeah, so I think that calf has got, that's a Jersey cross. So my records show that I put this cow with the bull too, which we have a red Holstein bull. She's red Holstein. And then I put like a Jersey in her like the next day, because I thought maybe that would help get her pregnant. And this, I'm not sure. This could be Jersey red cross, but it doesn't really matter. It's a bull calf, so it'll go for meat.
Update on that, the prices are still really good when it comes to cattle prices. So
for calves, it's extremely high, especially the cross. A lot of dairy farmers are putting Angus in their herd. They might breed, you know, 50% of them to Angus. Then they use sex semen to get heifers out of their best cows or something in that order, but in Holstein. So milking cow numbers, from what I hear, are down simply because the beef price is so good. The whole industry is leaning into the beef end of things. And still now, it's not uncommon for a Holstein bull calf to bring $1,000, which is just off the charts. We all wonder how long can that keep going like that. And you don't go get into that world right now. But if you're already in it, then that's where it makes a profit. But you don't buy into doing that when things are so high.
you want to buy low and sell high. That's how it works.
So when they're giving them away for, you know, $50 or less, that's the time to buy a bunch of them. At least even if it don't do as good as it should, you don't have them big investment.
Yeah. Well, there's the update on the new calf and the cow that's coming back to the dairy herd. It's good to see that everybody's happy and healthy. I'm gonna head back to the dairy barn. We're gonna get the herd out of there and quickly clean up the barn. As I'm walking over there, I want to remind you guys that June is dairy month. Make sure to enjoy all those dairy products that you already are, and especially if you're in Wisconsin or most of the Midwest, East Coast, any of those dairy states, look for a local dairy breakfast. That's pretty common here in Wisconsin. So go support your local dairy farmers, buy local, or go to the dairy breakfast, things like that. But just want to remind you guys, June is dairy month. There you have it. The cows are out of the barn. We got all the manure cleaned up in here. That's one of the nice things about summertime in the dairy barn. We don't have to put all that work into cleaning and resetting the barn. The main thing is just keeping it dry. With the cows only being in here 2 hours out of the day, there's pretty minimal work in here. Pretty much scrape up, throw some lime down. Later in the afternoon, feed some silage and some grain, but the quantity isn't as much as during the winter time, so that's even easier. Right now, Dad, he's cleaning up the maternity pen and some of the lots out there for the heifers and the dry cows. But we are going to end off the video here. Thank you all for sticking to the end. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check us out at GierokFarms.com. Get yourself one of these awesome hats. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for our hay videos. I know a lot of you enjoy those. That's right around the corner. We appreciate you being part of the journey, and we will see you all next time.